These are new images from inside the state assembly. Lawmakers have until midnight to pass or vote down bills. Now, the biggest issues we're watching tonight involve policing, the economy, and housing. And ABC 10's Van Tu is joining us live from the state capitol with the very latest. Van?
Well, Madison, even with that deadline, some lawmakers tell me they plan on working well beyond midnight as both legislative chambers remain busy this hour. Some are voting in person, others virtually, thanks to the pandemic. This as they work to pass some of the most substantive and controversial bills in the session's final 24 hours. Lawmakers lost 9 weeks of the session due to the public health crisis, so now 19 Republican lawmakers are calling for Governor Newsom to call a special session.
There is so much that remains to be done. I mean, for one thing, we need to have the legislative branch of government just involved. I mean, the governor has basically had, all of the powers of government in his own hands for months now.
The governor has said he is open to a special session if absolutely necessary. Meanwhile, starting tomorrow, California renters facing hardship will have to start paying 25% of their rent to be protected from evictions. This is under the COVID-19 Tenant Relief Act, which just passed the legislature in the past hour. Now, lawmakers say it is a stopgap measure that won't protect all evictions or prevent evictions from happening, but it is something they had to do rather than nothing.
The emergency bill aims to protect the state's 18 million renters and property owner interests, slowing down an avalanche of evictions that housing advocates like Shanti Singh of Tenants Together warned of.
This kind of turns it into a slalom, if you will, where you're still zigzagging, skiing very fast downhill, trying to avoid rocks and trees.
The COVID-19 Tenant Protection Emergency Bill is a deal brokered in the 11th hour of the legislative session that will offer 5 months of protections. Sponsor, Assemblymember David Chu, says it's far from perfect, lacking some protections he had previously fought for.
This bill will not prevent every eviction or foreclosure, but it will prevent many evictions and delay many others.
Tenants who prove financial hardship due to coronavirus and who missed rent between March and August are protected from eviction until February 1st. That back rent is still owed to the landlord, who can sue in small claims court. Now, between September 1st and January 31st, renters are also protected from eviction, provided they pay 25% of their rent. Missed rent is converted to consumer debt. After February 1st, regular rent is due.
The expectation, I guess, is that by February 1st, people will be able to pay 100% of their rent again, and that sounds absolutely impossible.
Joshua Howard with the California Apartment Association, which negotiated the bill, says it is less burdensome to property owners and offers some financial relief to those who face foreclosures while offering eviction protection to renters. Still, he says there's more to be done.
The important going forward is that funding is identified at the state and ultimately at the federal level.
Howard says both renters and owners both need financial relief.
And the bill now goes to the governor's desk, where he has vowed to sign it. Again, this goes into effect tomorrow, the same day courts are set to hear eviction proceedings for the first time since April.